Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, worshippers of all ages, welcome to YouTube. My name is SeaRaptor, and we're bringing you a battle report today from the deck of USS Enterprise, Tier 8 Premium American Aircraft Carrier. Now, I don't generally do aircraft carrier replays, right? Like, you go back through my channel, you might find an Indomitable game here and there showing her off while we were testing her out. I'm a potato carrier. Like, even in the new system, I have simply not invested the time to get good at it. But one of the things that I told myself I was going to do this month, during the month of June, is I was going to start playing more carrier games. I was going to try and figure this garbage out. What can I do? What can I not do? How to make this work? And so I'm trying to kind of force myself to get better. So here I am on Neighbors in a top tier situation, which is always a good, warm feeling as an aircraft carrier. Enterprise's big thing, she has two really solid kind of quote-unquote gimmicks, if you want to call them that. One is the size of her rocket squadrons. She puts up 12 rocket planes with 4 attack waves of 3 planes each, and she just saturates the area with rockets when she goes in for a rocket attack. Enterprise's rocket attack, and you're not going to see this in the replay, unfortunately, but the reticle is elongated, left to right across the screen. So you want to be trying to get broadside shots on pretty much every ship you go after. Her other big thing, of course, is the AP bombs. This is something that she kind of originally had along with Graf Zeppelin. You can see there that I am not a very good carrier. I completely blew that drop. He turned in, cut my time to drop, and I just misplayed it badly. Here, I think I get a better one off. Yep, a little bit of chip damage there, and don't get to reset. Somebody else had already reset him. So obviously, I'm starting off here focusing on the destroyers, trying to keep them lit, keep them harassed, put some rockets into them. I know he's still in there. We're going to take another pot shot. We miss, of course. It looks like he's drifted forward of that as the smoke cloud extends forward of his last known position. I decided I'm going to take this last run in on the Farragut. Don't want to waste these when there's not a lot of AA up here that really frightens me all that much. I'll try and get some damage into this Farragut before I nope these planes out. And, yeah, we do put a good 3K into him, so that's not too shabby. So as I was saying a minute ago, Enterprise's other big gimmick is her AP bombs. Originally, she shared this with Graf Zeppelin. They were the two ships that had this particular mechanic. But now, of course, the entire Japanese carrier line has these AP bombs. The AP bombs aboard Enterprise function a little differently. Everybody's have different penetration values, different fuse timers, and I'm not going to lie, guys, I absolutely suck at using Enterprise's AP bombs right now. I have not figured out what to drop, when to drop, in terms of what can I reliably Citadel, when, like, during the drop arc is the best time to try and get those drops to reliably earn that Citadel. I've put in a little time to try and watch some videos, but what I haven't done is gone to a training room and really spent the time to work some of that out. So you'll see me use the AP bombs. I will use them very sparingly, and when I do use them, the results will be bad. They just will be. It's just I just don't do very well with them. I lean very heavily on the rockets and the torpedoes. Enterprise's torpedo planes are solid. They're nothing fancy. She only puts 3 torpedoes in the water, but you know, she does her thing. They hit decently hard. They get some floods. They're okay, right? They're perfectly usable. Nothing special. Now I'm continuing to chase this Xian Yang, partly because I've got such a large force of ships down south of A. I feel like I need to be screening them from this guy. This is one of the best things he could be doing, turning end on to me, making that a more difficult shot. I still land a few rockets there for almost 3K. But the broadside, like when you're up against an Enterprise and a destroyer, what you really want to be denying is the broadside shot. Try and figure out where he's going to be making his attack run from. Get narrow to that portion. Get narrow to that. Like just like this, right? He's running away from me. Yes, I'm going to get the attack off, but because of the angle, well, that's still a pretty good shot there. 3K with the rocket pen. I mean, these are tier 8 planes. I'm penning 16 millimeters of armor. I think Xian Yang's armor is 13 millimeters. It's not great, and I think I'm about to finish him off here. Yep, looks like it. Only takes 1 rocket. Yep, and there he goes. Enemy destroyer foundered. Off to a great start. So, a good start for the team, a good start for me. A quick kill there in the rockets. We just picked a destroyer and harassed and made his life miserable. Now, a lot of folks, and myself included, right, have harped on how irritating that is for destroyer players in the current system. And it's something that I think they're going to have to continue to work on, right? Like, that guy at no point did he ever turn his AA on, right? Could he possibly could have done enough damage? I could have swallowed some flak and denied that one or two of those attack runs. He never even made the attempt. So while it's easy to point fingers and say, neener, you big bad CV picking on the destroyer, at the same time, he didn't really do anything. This is one of the frustrations that I have, that I continue to see with people in the new system right now. They become convinced, wrongly in my opinion, that the new system, the AA, is completely broken and it's absolutely not worth it. It's not true, right? And if nothing else, it's what you have to work with, so you might as well use it. Basically deciding you're not even going to attempt to defend yourself is just tantamount to suicide. You might as well try. So we at least force the Edinburgh there to make some bad plays. He does put a torpedo into the Hatsuharu and beat him almost down to deaths. So both of our destroyers are very, very, very nearly out of the game. And there goes the Benson right there, one of the Vladivostoks polishing him off. Now this Bismarck over here is all by himself. I've got a few more torpedo drops. I decide, why not? Let's go for it. We're up a few ships. We're doing a decent job. Of course, we have a tremendous amount of force at A. We're not doing a great job. Like, we didn't deny them C, but we've got enough ships up there that they're not able to push to B quickly. And that's working out in our favor for the moment. The Cleveland and the Hatsu are about all we've got in the center, and, well, they're not going to last very much longer. Right now, I'm trying to finish off this Bismarck so these ships on the 3 line will turn and get back into the middle of the map. To me, they're wasting their time up here chasing this Bismarck, but they're going to continue to chase him as long as he's on the board. We get 3 torps into him and the Flood. You can see there my damage ticking up, so the Flood does stick. He turns into this wave. I'm not going to get very much out of this. I might land a torp here. I got to remember to drop early enough that they've got room to arm. And now I'm going to go back after him with the AP bombs. Now, this looks like a great idea on paper, right? Because German battleships are supposed to be highly vulnerable to AP bombs. But they are, of course. They are, really. But my problem is I suck at using these bombs. So, as I continue to try to learn carrier, I'm just continuing to have my own set of struggles. Now, the good news is the team has managed to reorient themselves. We do have a Vladivostok working up the 3 line to keep pushing that Bismarck, but the 2 cruisers, the Le Galicianaire, the Perth, backed up by the West Virginia, are moving into the middle of the map. This poor Hatsu is the only thing stuck here in the middle of the map. I decide I'm going to try and back him up by bringing the AP bombers in on the Vladivostok. Now, I know the Vladivostok's AA is pretty solid, and I also have no idea what I can get out of his deck armor. I know that traditionally Russian deck armor, of course, if you look at Kremlin, Russian deck armor is pretty good. I think what's happening is I'm starting these drops too soon. And, like, I'm getting pens, but I'm not getting citadels. Against certain targets, I'm probably not ever going to get citadels. With this guy, I don't even know what I should be attempting. Like, I just don't even know what I should be asking for. Again, some of that is the inexperience that I have playing this ship. I'm forcing myself to play it to try to gather that experience, but I feel like if I'm going to be really useful to my team, I need to spend the time in a training room to figure out what can I reliably do damage to with these AP bombs, because right now I'm just bad with them. We get some pins on the Dunkirk, some chip damage on the way out, but nothing really to write home about. As we pull the torpedo bombers back out, torpedo bombers back out, and decide we're going to go for the Vlad. Now, the Vlad seems to be, like, the reason I'm making the stack, for starters, he's kind of the linchpin of their central position. He's obviously got pretty good aim there, and it's denying our ability to really hold the B cap. He's eventually going to creep up and work into the cap, and what I'm trying to do is get up here and punish him for trying, basically if he's trying to remain static. If he wants to sit there, I'm going to make him pay. We do have a Fuso in West Virginia closing in on his position, but I'm not very confident in their ability to do much. Like the West Virginia, like the armor on these 2 ships is not going to hold up to the penetration values and the velocity out of Vladivostok's guns. As we come out of that, we take some damage, of course. We do manage to get all 3 torpedoes into him, which surprised the crap out of me. I'm spotting this Farragut now. Of course, the Perth probably has him spotted as well. Spot him long enough for the West Virginia to polish him off. So we get some good, get a little bit of a team assist there. The Vlad, of course, has popped his DCC, his damage control, so I decided I'm going to come back with the rockets. I'll be able to harass him longer, prevent him from capping, get some more base defenses, and hopefully light a few fires now that he blew his DCP on the Flood. Their carrier dies, so now I'm basically, I don't have to worry about dealing with any more of his planes after his last attack wave goes in on that Vladivostok in the back. Again, because of Enterprise's targeting reticle, I'm swinging around. I'm trying to get brought on to this Vladivostok. I want to get as many rockets as I can, and that's just the way this reticle works. I've learned to try and speed through the AORs as best I can. This is after 0.8.4 has dropped, so this is with the static engine boost. My planes are a little slower than they once were. So as I come out of that drop, I managed to, didn't really get a fire, but I got a little bit of chip damage on him. His deck armor is obviously going to laugh at me. I'm going to have to work on his superstructure. And I decide, you know, this Bismarck back here is pretty low. It's just the Monarch back here trying to work with this guy. Let me see if I can give him a hand. I've got 3 more drops potentially out of these planes. Let's see if I can light some fires. I have no idea what the status of this guy's damage control party is, but I'm just like, to heck with it. Let's try and help out. So we do manage to get the fires. We don't get a lot of damage. A lot of non-pens in that drop. Only 600 damage on the drop, but the fire is the thing. We do a quick flip. We come back for the second drop. This is going to be the last drop I'm getting out of these squadron. You can see there the last wave is taking too much damage. And I do manage to get the forward superstructure fire. That guy's now on 2 fires. So I don't know if that's going to be enough damage to kill him, but at least I'm helping the Monarch out. The Vladivostok, in the meantime, is just beating the bejesus out of this West Virginia in B. He's having a really, really good game. And we do bag the kill on the Bismarck. The West Virginia is... I don't know why he's continuing to push this guy, but he is. So I decide, well, I've got to get back in here and help him out again. The trick is, because of where I am and how the Vlad is angled, I have to go the long way around. So it's taking me time to position my planes for the attack. The West Virginia just got hammered again. He's probably got maybe 30 seconds to live. The Vlad's next salvo will probably finish him out. But thankfully, he does me a solid. He really beats the crap out of that Pensacola right before he dies to the Vladivostok. Actually, the Pensacola is beating him up right there. Solid damage from the AP shells there, broadside on the Pensacola. But the Vlad is going to bag him here momentarily. But it leaves him low enough, he leaves the Pensacola low enough that I'm able to come in here with a single torp run and clean him off the board. Now, I'm here because I want the Vlad. I'm here to torpedo the Vlad. But so the Pensacola is kind of a targeted opportunity. He's sort of wandered into the crosshairs right here, and I cannot pass up the chance to clean him off the board. Unfortunately, my planes aren't going to reset in time for me to get another drop-off on the Vlad, and I'm having to deal with his fighter squadrons, which are irritatingly good. Here they come, just murderizing my planes. I've got enough surviving that I'm going to try and get this last drop-off. These last two planes are beat up pretty bad, but if I can get a couple of these torps into the water, maybe land a little more chip damage on this guy, that'll be useful. I do manage to get them off as they evac out, and I reach once again for the old reliable, my rocket planes. I'm going right back to that Vlad. He's in a duel with the Fuso. The Fuso needs the help, especially since the Fuso is literally showing this guy a perfect broadside target. Yep, there's 1 or 2 turrets, and there's the rest. Bam, there went 30,000 damage from the Fuso because he doesn't know how to angle to a Vladivostok at 5 kilometers. Now, the Vlad's getting beat up as well from our Vladivostok, who's in a point-blank duel with the Bismarck way up on the B line. I'm hoping to get a fire here. I really need a fire on this drop so I can hopefully finish this guy off. Bam, we do get the fire and the reset. He'll burn out momentarily. I loop around, looking to see if I'm going to have to, but I realize, nope, he's going to burn out. And that seals, at least that threat is off the board. Our last surviving Vladivostok up there, up on the C line, is trying to finish off this Nuremberg, and once again, he does me a solid by taking care of it. That leaves them with just the Bismarck against myself, the Fuso, and the Vladivostok. But the Vladivostok is at close range with a Bismarck that is obviously invested in something into his secondaries, and he's kind of getting hammered. The Bismarck is taking a great position, trying to flank him, get around on his broadside, and punish that vulnerable Russian battleship Citadel. So of course, he's the only target I got left. I'm going to try and help out. Really, really good drop there. 11 penetrations. That was about 4K and a fire. That's one of the best drops on a battleship I've ever had with these rockets. The Vlad does go out here, but not before he puts one last really good salvo into this Bismarck as I come in, dodging the fighters, trying to get one more fire, but I don't get there. So now it's down to this Fuso, me, and the Bismarck. The Fuso is just getting wrecked. I assume he's in a secondary duel with this Bismarck now, and, well, on 1300 HP, he's not going to be around much longer. Nope, there he goes. So we're down to mano a mano, just me on the Bismarck. I left him on fire. I don't see him burning, so it leads me to believe he might have burned his damage control. He is healing, so I've got to land some of these torpedoes. Now, Bismarck's torpedo protection is not the best, but I still have to land enough of these torpedoes to be worthwhile. I start my run, 5-ish, 5.2-ish out, because Bismarck's AA range is a little capped that way. Gotta land this drop. I can't blow this, right? I've been decent with the torpedoes, but I haven't been like a Mazeballs killer. And because he's turning away from me, I do manage to bag all three for a solid, about 10-12k there. And I managed to stick a flood. I realize he's flooding. I realize his DCP is out. He's very unhappy. But I decide I'm not going to waste my time with another attack because he's going to flood out for my Kraken and a win here on Neighbors. So, basically, why did I make this replay? Well, I'm trying to kind of talk you guys through some of my target selection choices to help you get inside the mind of someone who is driving a carrier, if you hate playing against them, and figure out where the planes might be going next. A carrier can't be everywhere. That's the single biggest change between the old system and the new. In the old system, let's say if I'd been playing my Graf Zeppelin, I would have been able to hang my fighters over those destroyers early, as well as continuing to drop my AP bombs on and probably wipe that Bismarck out on the 2 line far earlier than he actually died. So the new system is different. I can only be one place at a time, and people are always going to blame the carrier for not helping them, right? The West Virginia was very unhappy that I didn't help him, and I'm kind of like, well, I did. I just didn't help you as much as you might have liked because I'm a new carrier. I'm still learning, and because the Vladivostok was a really good player and knew how to deal with me from time to time. Picked a really good position that I had to go the long way around to get an angle on. All right, guys. Well, there you go. Hope you enjoyed that one. Got some more quality content coming up, as we always do around here. Appreciate you watching. Be safe out there. I'll catch you next time.